Hi there, I'm Carl and I'm part of Tim Wise's public relations team, and I'd like to address some of the comments that Tim made on Twitter today to give you the fuller context and hopefully explain exactly why Tim Wise is such a well-respected anti-white activist. Now, we'll be talking from a progressive point of view, which means if you aren't with us, you're against us, and that means that if you don't consider yourself an anti-white activist as well, then you are probably a racist, and you really need to hear what Tim has to tell you. You've probably been oppressing black people your whole life without even realizing it. Imagine how much white guilt you've got stored up. So just in case you're not aware, Tim Jacob Wise has been fighting the alt-right, which, let's be honest with ourselves, alt-right, you're really just a bunch of Nazis, since 1989, and is hoping for a global boycott, divestment, sanctions against the United States, and the painful destruction of 4chan trolls and Trumpism. So he's not asking for much, and he's already got 60,000 Sudanese child slave soldiers whom he liberated from their oppressive parents. Dr. Timothy Jacob Wise Jr. tweeted out, "Free speech according to conservatives. 1. Free speech means racists, transphobes, misogynists, religious bigots must be allowed to speak. It is authoritarian to block such speakers from campuses, even if their messages violate core missions and values of those schools." Basically what Tim's saying here is that he doesn't like it that when he tries to no-platform someone, a bunch of people complain to him. How dare they? This is us doing this. You don't understand. These people are racist, transphobes, misogynists, and religious bigots, so we have to stop them. It's not authoritarian when we do it. And then he rightly points out that the racists say, progressives who seek to keep such people from speaking are snowflakes who can't handle opposing views. And they also say, remember, in cases like that, the answer to offensive speech is always more speech. And just to elaborate, these people are obviously completely wrong. The answer to offensive speech is to shut that person down. And then he says, however, when conservatives invoke their principles to block a speaker who endorses paedophilia, it is not authoritarian, and they are definitely not snowflakes. They are the defenders of important values. Oh, and very importantly in that case, more speech is not the answer, less speech is. Because conservatives are hypocrites who don't care about free speech at all. Basically, Tim's really concerned that the conservatives are stealing from our playbook. These are our memes. You're not allowed to steal them. I understand that that's how you evil 4chaners understand the world. So listen up and listen good. It's okay when we do it. It's not okay when you say it's okay when we do it. Don't you understand how this works? And you have to understand, Tim knows exactly why you're doing this. He says, you just like to play martyrs for free speech, in the name of giving voice to bigotry. It's just an excuse for you to spew hatred. That's all white people want. It's disgusting. We are all absolutely appalled by white people. In fact, really you should stop breeding. It would be better for the earth if white people eventually died out. I mean, if you're going to breed, at least breed with a black person. Like a normal, decent human being with a well-aligned moral compass. Good God. I mean, at the very least, a Latino, for Christ's sake. And if you can't do that, just sterilize yourself. Because Tim Wise is right. Milo is a bigot. Breitbart is filled with bigots, as is the CPAC, as is the White House. They must be resisted and defeated entirely. Because remember the mantra of the progressive movement. If it's white, it ain't right. If they're black, they didn't do that. And since black people can't do anything wrong, I hope you'll join me, Dr. Wise, and General Silverman as we march our heavily armed Sudanese refugee children on the White House in our bid to install Kony as president in 2020. Hashtag end racism, hashtag diversity, hashtag white genocide. I hope this public service announcement has cleared up any confusion, and remember, check your privilege, you fucking Nazi.